for the night. You call, I'll be on my way. Hard to love me when you got nothing to chase. She just wants somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need you no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me up. Yeah. Hey, run it up, I'm over. Hey, none of y'all niggas they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. Hey, I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. Hey, I'ma swallow all my pride. Hey, won't be nothing but a side piece. Oh. Catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no. Sighting, she be feeling type of ways. I don't need nobody for the day. I just need somebody for the night. Hey, been there and I never been the same. Been there but I'm not the one to blame. I just need somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need you no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me up. Yeah. Hey, run it up, I'm mobbing. Hey, none of y'all niggas they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. Hey, I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. Hey, I'ma swallow all my pride. Won't be nothing but a side piece. Oh. Catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no. Piece of me, piece of my, took some time. I'm just reaping what I sow. So for sure, but no. That's just for me and my boss. Be secure, 4x4. G6 sleep off on my hands. I'm no friend. Pay for keys, can't pay for checking me. In the back when the windows down. Yeah, cause they know tonight. Yeah, they know tonight. Tryna come take on me. And my 40 they on me. They ain't even thought this far. This ain't no question, yeah. Just like I know. Made room for you. You and me, I forgot. You had no place to trust. Just like you told. Just like we rolled. Now we would barely trust. Now there's no saving us. Piece of me, piece of my, took some time. I'm just reaping what I sow. So for sure, but no. That's just for me and my boss. Be secure, 4x4. G6 sleep up on my hands. I'm no friend. Pay for keys, can't pay for time. Is it me or no? Is it me or no?
Morning Discord, morning YouTube. Let's get into it.
Is it me or no?
Okay, so we'll do some analysis.
Me or no?
Let's go to our 1 minute. So currently we're trading above the 5 MA. So let's look to see if we test this 5 and either reject off of it, or you know, the 5 and the 20s right here is a lot of liquidity built up. So let's just be patient today. Let's be patient today. Let's let this confusion start. Here's why. Because if you look at your 30-minute chart, let me see if I can adjust this. You can see we're at a flexion point. We're at a 50-50 spot right here. So since we're at the 50-50, you can see you got one of two options that's going to happen. Either we're going to, this is going to be a long-term bolt right here. Let me put my color. Or we have, so those are the two options. Right here we're at the 50-50. So you can see a liquidity wedge actually built up. If you look between this one here and this one here, you can see liquidity wedge building. So we'll see what happens. Let's just be patient. So on the 1-minute chart, the MACD is telling us we're below the water, and maybe a little push down right here, a little bearish. The 5-minute also says got some room for the downside as well. And yeah, 30-minute, same thing. So let's not try to front run it. Let's let it tell us what's going to happen. Right? So we'll see if we break above this 633.16 or below this 630.97. So let's see if we get out of this range really quick. So we're either going to take out this liquidity here, why is it, for the downside, or we're going to take this liquidity here for the upside. So that's why I have these two key levels marked out. So we'll see what happens. So yes, they have room for some downside, but we want to look out to make sure that it doesn't grab the liquidity off the 5 and just bounce right off of it, right? We want to watch out for that. So just be patient, just wait. This is where we need to go into our higher time frame. So we're going to use the 5 and we're going to plot out some possible paths here, right? So let me just adjust this just a bit.
I can never get it too close, cause she heard I got it on me. Couldn't pull it up like me. Shit, now she tryna let my fault. Shit, I'm in the booth going close. Now they heard I got it on me.
So this bigger green algo looks like it, or this trend broke. So again, let's see if we can clear out the liquidity here for the downside. So we can look for that right there. And then our up scenario would look like this. So on a longer term, on a longer time, or on a higher time frame, this is kind of like what we're looking for. Now, when you see the flexion point here, I'm not saying at this time that it's going to happen. Give me a second. Let me get my Discord members. All right, Discord, can you see the stream? Is it streaming? Okay, so yeah, so these are the scenarios we're looking out for. And when you see this flexion point here, I'm not saying that at this time, like 11:25 at August 5th, is going to happen. What I'm saying is this is the pattern we need to see when it does happen. Because we see a lot of liquidity built up here, a lot of liquidity built up here. So any one of these are good turnaround points. So I think we need to wait until one of them's clear. Even though this is a wide range, I actually, we'll try to see if we can get some scalp setups in here. But for the longer term play, this is what I feel comfortable with, right? So pay attention to this. For a longer term play, this is what I feel comfortable with. Because let's say it breaks down here for the put. You know your next level is right here. So your risk to reward there, okay, I get it. You can scalp that. However, you'd have more momentum if we actually cleared this entire area, and that should give you a lot more security to hold your trades on the way down if we do clear it to the downside, right? Because remember, price is always looking for liquidity, and then once it gets to that liquidity, we got to see who wins, the buyers or sellers. We don't know who's going to win, buyers or sellers, so we got to see who's going to win. So everyone sees the longer term play. This is on the 5-minute. So we could start rejecting here or bolt up. We'll know what's going to happen if we get above 632 comfortably. If we get above and make this support, we'll know what's going to happen. Let me get back to the action. Okay, so maybe bounce off the 5, which is literally what I said in the morning, or not the morning, 5 minutes ago. We literally just drew this scenario 5 minutes ago. So this is why we're patient, right? We see our range. We see our range. Now, would it be nice to say, oh, I could have got in on these candles? Yeah, it would have been nice, right? But we don't want to trade like that. We want to wait for our confirmations. We want to use our setups. We want to do all the things like that, right? Like professional traders. So we're going to wait until we know liquidity is broken one way or the other. And there's actually, a liquidity band. You can see it here. You can see it here. So there's a lot of ground we got to cover, right? A lot of ground we got to cover. So meaning it's not going to be an easy battle. Why? Because look, we're at the 5. This is at the 20, right? So once we get below the 20, if you go back and read the analysis from yesterday, it pretty much explains it. So Discord, yeah, I put some analysis out yesterday. I hope everyone read through that. Because I told you exactly what's going to happen, right? If we make the 5 support, that means we're gonna shoot up. If we make the 20 resistance, that means we're going down. It's not 100%, but this is the rule of thumb. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, excuse me. So the reason why I'm confident with saying below the 20 as resistance and above the 5 support is because we just have historical data, right? So the data shows us, if we go back and look, we know what happens whenever price gets below the 20 and makes it support, or whenever it gets above the 5 and makes it support, vice versa. We already know what happens, so there's no surprise here. And we're just using historical information to make these assumptions, and based on the probability of success on those assumptions, that's how we come up with our analysis, because it's all probability. We don't know what's going to happen. For example, look at this candle right here. You think any of these people knew 7-point stop out? Yeah, they didn't know that. So we're just riding the wave. So let's say you wanted to scalp this type of environment right here. Okay, you think it's gonna go up, so you buy the call, you get filled up here, you start making money, and then boom, it immediately comes against you. This is why scalping in and out, right? You're not holding it for a long time. You get a whole bunch of contracts, you get out. But if we want to make the longer term play, we know there's liquidity built up, and once that liquidity gets taken out, then the orders are going to settle out and it's going to head in the direction it needs to go. I haven't generated any algo yet. I'm just be patient. We need to be patient today. We're at a 50-50 on the 30-minute. I'll go over it again really quick just in case if anyone hadn't seen. So this is the 30-minute chart. So we have two options at this junction right here, right? We're either gonna, which my my Discord knows this as a bolt down, right? Because it looks like a little lightning bolt heading in the down direction. So that's one option we have, right? Which is going to be below the 5 and below the 20, as we were saying. That the below the 20 will confirm this. The other option is that we have maybe a shoulder, a head, and then we're going to make another shoulder. So it's going to be this right here. Can everyone see that? So we got two options. So basically, this area right here is a big 50-50 area. So if we're sketchy about trading, or if we're not, this isn't a good area to start learning how to day trade. This is not the area for that, because it's gonna, especially between the 5 and the 20 like this. I mean, honestly, if we really want to be real about it, maybe not even a trading area, but that's not really a thing. It just depends on your comfort level, because for the most part, the market's going to do what it has to do to make the movement. Meaning, if certain levels of liquidity get taken out, then it'll give it strength to go in a direction as usual. So if we start taking out this liquidity here to the upside, then we got a pretty good idea what's going to happen. At least in the short term, right? We can ride this 1-minute chart to somewhere, And then we got to see, have that translate onto the 30-minute, right? So then we're going to say, oh, okay, do we break above this magenta? Because I think it's possible there's a wedge here. See this green? I'm on the 30-minute chart, by the way. You see this green and this magenta. So it looks like there's possibly a wedge going to form in here. So especially if we break out of this wedge, that'll confirm that shoulder. Right, so do we grab liquidity off the 5, bounce off the 5? And then let's see if we test this 633.16.
I learned to take, I learned to float, look, I learned some things. And taught a nigga how to earn your trust, I'm not concerned with them, I know you heard some things. Look, I ain't perfect, I'm hurting, babe, that make two of us the way you purchase things. The service level not serving us, I gotta let you in so you interpret things the way I meant, and may I vent. Based off the things you post online, I can't help but think you gotta stay off that. Embrace the fact I won't brace myself for no downfall, I know they pray on that. If loving you will make me crazy, girl, then giving up on you will make a psychopath. I'm on my way, I wait out back,
So on our 5-minute, we really have this entire area to clear. That would just make me feel comfortable as far as the longer term, holding for a while trades. But the little scalp trades, like I said, break out, bounce off the 5. I think this magenta is pretty solid right here. This magenta algo seems pretty solid.
Out there with my mans in a night show. Drinking party, yeah, we keep the lights low. I'm in my mind all the way. Ice cold, what a nigga gotta say now. Sipping any, we be mobbing through the night, oh yeah. Moving like we trapping out of Vando.
So let's okay, pretty good move up. All right, we broke our 15-minute threshold. Let's see what we got now. We got some room for the upside on the 5-minute. Got some room for the upside on the 1-minute. We could be, I think, Sunny, are you in here? Let me check. Okay, Sunny, check this out. Can you hear me, Sunny? All right, cool, look. So look at the MACD on the 30-minute. Do you see how we are above the water, the price or the swimmer? Right. Remember, the white line is the swimmer. The orange line is your current. So the current's pushing you down, but you see the swimmer fighting the current. So when they're going in two opposite directions like this, that's sideways motion, pretty much. You're gonna see sideways action. Once they start curling up in the same direction, then you know that this, because you know that this is a weak bear cycle, and we know that the weak bear cycle usually yields us a bolt up, right? Because you're above the water, so you're in the uptrend, and that means this is just a pullback. If it doesn't go back below, right? It's just a pullback. This is, just a easy way to interpret it, or how I do it. If you do it your own way, I don't care. My way works. Proven. But anyway, Sonny, this is what I was saying. If this line crosses above, while it's still above the 0 line, if these two lines cross, and then we go back into the bull cycle, then it's most likely going to be the bolt. So that's how we can use our 30-minute to see what's going to happen. So it looks like this we're possibly maybe starting a bull cycle, which means this bolt is going to happen here on the longer term, right? We'll confirm that once we break above 632.86, our key level right here, and especially this maybe this magenta too. I kind of put the magenta there on my own, but yeah, this magenta was my own making, but I think it's a thing. So I'm not exactly sure where I got it from. Oh shit. Okay, yeah. This magenta's a thing for sure. This magenta's a thing. So if it breaks above magenta and we're above this key level that I highlighted, both of them are highlighted, by the way, so there's no surprise what's going to happen. And that's why all the liquidity, you can see the break, retest, reject. A break, retest, reject means there's liquidity, right? That's what that means. So here's how you can use the 30-minute to translate, right? This is what we can expect. Now, if this MACD line gets below, and then you start seeing this white line point down in the same direction, then you know what's up, right? So you can use your 30-minute to kind of gauge what's going to happen. And then this is just starting the bull cycle on the 5-minute. So it's looking, this would lead you to think that it's most likely going to be a bolt up. This is above. So we have indications of a bolt up, but here's the truth. The truth is this: we don't want to rely on that, because that's the market makers are expecting us to think this, right? They are expecting us to think this, and then we're going to use our intelligent brains to say, you know what, I'm going to beat the market and I'm going to get in now because it's going to bolt up here. The way we do it, because you see how things look different on a minute time frame, it looks very different. This and this look very different. So I just switched between the 30-minute and the 1-minute, by the way. So instead of trying to use your smart, intelligent brain to outsmart the market, don't do that. We know what's going to happen once the liquidity breaks. And we know we're still in a range of liquidity. So there's no reason to sit here and guess. Now, if you want to scalp, oh, okay, look, I can scalp from here to here, or support resistance. Okay, that's fine. You can scalp that. But I'm showing you where the liquidity is, at least in this time frame here. We know where the liquidity is. It's built up here, so it needs to break this. So then, the question is, are we going to be stuck between this range and the 5? Because this is where all the liquidity is, the range and the 5. So wait for one of them to break. That's the answer. We don't need to try to guess and try to, no, just wait. One of them will break to one side or the other, and then you can take your trade, and then you should feel a little more confident holding it, because all these orders just got taken out, and the system's going to take a little bit to say, okay, you got calls, you got puts, now we're all settled out. Guess what? The puts won, we're going down, or the calls won, we're going up. So we wait for that. We wait for that confirmation. We'll know who won once we break a certain level. So let's not front run it. Now, if you get in here and it shoots up, your reward is going to be greater, but your risk is also high. Right? So let's take a little less reward with less risk. That's what I like.
They don't even know me. Now they feeling different when the money's so fast. I get lazy low key. Shawty keep it down, I'ma be right back. I don't switch mode, yeah. Only switch things in sports, that's fact. I ain't paying notice. You know that won't play like me. Something that your money won't reach. Then she gave no love for me. Oh, yeah. You know that won't play like me. Something that your money won't reach. Then she moves so sexually.
Okay, so as a trader, when when I'm saying like wait for your setup, whatever you're comfortable with, what I mean by that is, do you see all the analysis I just did? I'm waiting for this liquidity, I'm waiting for this liquidity, and then when I see the setup present itself on the break of this, right? I want to see a good setup on this break. Once I see that, then that's my entry. That is my setup. It's not just because, oh, well, the indicator says it's going down, I better buy this put right now. I better buy this put right now. So come up with your thesis of what you think is going to happen. And, you know, excuse me, your plays don't have to be in my time frames. Like when you get comfortable with doing your own thing, it doesn't have to be on my time frame. Your plays could be like, oh, maybe you think you see a cup handle up. Maybe you think you see that, right? So come up with your assessment, figure out the liquidity levels, and then you take your trades based on that. And then usually when the MACD has this sharp spike like that, that's a good indication of some movement too. Some solid movement. But as you can see, we went, how long? Where are we? 30 minutes basically, and we are at market open. So there's been no, we don't have any direction. We're literally at market open right now. So if you didn't take any trades, good. You had your criteria. Because look, if you would have taken, there's no way you can fill it in a proper time, you know, unless you're way up here and you just knew. I get it, but that's why we wait for the liquidity to break a level. But, you know, and you're really close to the 5. Just wait for a rejection of the 5 or a break, and then the 20 is right here. There's a lot going on in this little area. I'll just say that. So if you didn't trade at all, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But, you know, trying to scalp, like, I think what we get hyper focused on, one candle, one candle, one candle, one candle. We get really hyper focused in that area instead of zooming out. Like, hold on, wait, what needs to happen, right? What needs to happen here? This is the thesis. We want to see a, you know, a pull back down to here before it goes up, or so, you know, this would be ideal. It doesn't have to happen. So when it does break up, then I'll know, okay, I'm in an uptrend, and then I could look for my entries. Then I look for my entries on the uptrend. But kind of right here is like a 50-50, and you can see prices stalling out, going sideways. So this isn't, you know, it's just, I'm showing you what's in hindsight and giving you an explanation of why we wait or what the patience is, because we're literally at market open and it's been an hour, or excuse me, 30 minutes. And you can see we're in a range, same like yesterday. And again, if you weren't here for yesterday, I was saying that in between, look, there's going to be liquidity built up between here, right? There's always going to be liquidity here. There's going to be liquidity built up between here because you have a key level in your 5. So you got to wait for these levels to break. This is a large area, and that's why if you look at your 30-minute, it translates to a large area, the same area. On the 1 minute, it looks, you know, a lot. It looks like you can make money off of it, but you really can't. You really can't. Okay, let's see, we got some movement here. So maybe the break of magenta is going to be our move. I think we confirm break of magenta for the down today. And you see how it took me time to like I didn't just put magenta there automatically. I let the market play out just a bit. I think this magenta is actually a pretty good line. And now, you know, it wants to test the 5. Let's see if it's gonna test the 5. So if you're sitting on the sidelines waiting for range to break, perfect. That's what you should be doing. You can't feel FOMO like, oh look at this money I could have made right here. Cool story, bro. That didn't fit into your, you know, if that was your whole, if that would work, if you're like, look, there's a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder, then I'd be like, okay, that's your thesis, go for it. But you need to have that in your mind. Otherwise, you're just guessing. All right, so if there's gonna be any more, if there's gonna be an up, look for this. It should test this, and then break back above this. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna happen here because the 5 is an average of the movement of price, right? So I don't know when this is gonna happen, right? This thing could dip down to here below the 20, grab off the 20, but we know where the liquidity is built up for some more if this wants to push up. And then another thing you got to worry about that we get below the 5, and this is a really tight range between the 5 and 20. You got to worry that if we do get below the 5, that it'll start doing this. So if you see prices between 5 and 20, be cautious, because I think it's going to chop you up. I think you're just going to get chopped up in between here. I think this whole range, because it's a 50-50, it's a little sketchy. I think you'll get confirmation under the 20. When the 20 becomes resistance, that's your confirmation of the down. And I want to reiterate, not every day is a trading day. And maybe your rule is going to be not every day is a trading day when you see we're at a 30-minute 50-50. Who knows? Because we have to ask ourselves, is it going to grab liquidity off the 5 to push up? That's what we got to ask ourselves. Okay, if you took the break of key level, you got to protect this trade. If you took it, you got to protect this trade.
feelings out when I was no say. How you been good and good and fucking it. Shorty want signs up, 10 on my side and 10 on my side of Libra. They come round, don't talk like that, don't come right back, they reaching. I forget where the kid came from, but I guess they did amnesia. All the time when I'm making this shit, I'm making this shit look. Stacks in the leader, all of us cheat up. 16 fees now, paying my fees up. Yeah. All of us teed up, we gon' whip down like yeah, you know. Money so loud they heard it, know. Yes, you know we found a way. On my body spill the sun. I don't know, ain't no other way. I'm on way, I'm down when it get like that. I'ma hold out to maybe. Even out when I was gon' say, how you been good and good and fucking it. Shorty want signs up, 10 on my side and 10 on my side of Libra. They come round, don't talk like that, don't come right back, they reaching.
Now remember, if it wants to shoot up, we want to see it do the same little dance. So maybe we're grabbing liquidity off the 5 to push back up. We don't know. Let's just wait. Let's be patient. We're still in the downtrend. Might be a half channel right here. Yeah, I like it.
Throw my bank, but throwing that back like whoa. Run that shit, I need to know. I ain't tryna slow the pain. Damn shawty, I've been this way. I ain't tryna slow the pain. No one running, no game. I say so, I'm reaping up. Gotta tell us twice, I'm keeping dog. Fuck on my shoulder, I keep him up. Steady right now. I'm in my lane, I'm on my way. Don't swerve, don't stop. They don't got it like me. I ain't worried about a thing, I ain't worried about a thing. What they ain't get like me, get like me, get like me, get like me, on me, on me. They must be what I need. You just couldn't fuck with me, fuck with me, fuck with me. You just couldn't fuck with me. Ice cold. I'm too with it, gon' ISO. Nice fuck. Double live and your niggas too nice now. Got them lining up now when they see me. Got the shawty listening to me on repeat. Gotta know right now. You know, you just know my name, know my name, know my name. Wish they see my face, see my face, see my face. I can't ask for love, not from me. They don't wanna like me, wouldn't get it like me, wouldn't get like me, like me, like me, like me, on me, on me. That must be what I need. You just couldn't fuck with me, fuck with me, fuck with me. You just couldn't fuck with me. Let them know down, yeah. I'm on when somebody told me, yeah. Oh no, yeah, like I'm in too deep, 10 toes down, yeah. It's hard to tell, but I feel like ain't nobody else cares. Gotta know right now. You know, you just know my name, know my name, know my name. Wish they see my face, see my face, see my face. Baby, all the time, I'm on it. Come on, eat it down, I'm on it. And I'll get some money. I'm on my way. You don't gotta send for me, I'm in my way. I'm on my way. I'm out of time, got this weight on me. I'm missing us, tell me what's it on me. I'm holding down like you let it on me. I'm holding down for me. OMW, I'm my mama, OMJ. Well, I think that you forgot, but what you saw in me.
Look, there's a lot of liquidity built up here. Remember I told you, you got to measure risk to reward. If you break this, where's the next liquidity? At the 5. So you got to be, that's why I'm telling you, we've already identified this. We already knew this was going to happen. It's going to be a dance here. and there's also gonna be a dance in here. So it's gonna be tricky to trade in here. Could you scalp it? Sure, but it's tricky because there's a lot of levels of liquidity because it's a sideways motion because we're at a 50-50 on the 30-minute. That's pretty much the answer. It's just a lot of liquidity built up, so we need to see which one's gonna win. And again, I'm telling you, below the 20 is safer. Above this, what is this? 633.16, that's safer. It's a wide range, but that's just what it is. Because we've identified where the liquidity is, remember? Here, look. Look at the 5. You see the liquidity band I built, or I drew? And it's still within it, so we don't really have to think too much. You don't gotta think. We see what's happening. We know what has to happen. The issue is that we run into is we don't allow for the movement to take place. The movement within the algo. We don't allow it to take place. So then you should be asking yourself, let me see if Sunny's, Sunny, you should be asking yourself, is this going to be a weak bull cycle for the bolt down? And then the bolt down to where? The 5. Because that's where the liquidity is. That's what you know where the liquidity is.
Drinking party, yeah, we keep the lights low. I'm in my mind all the way. Ice cold, what a nigga gotta say. Sipping honey, we be mobbing through the night, oh yeah. Moving like we trapping out of Vando. I need. You here for me. Don't you fuck around, I know you hurt by me. I need. Oh, let's go, I got money on me. New city, new bitch, new kid. This calls for the rain on me. I've been down and out, but a nigga still breathing. Same my prayers for the check.
Measure your risk to reward. You know where liquidity's at. So measure your risk to reward. I'm going to clean up this 5-minute chart just a bit. So keep in mind what's happening here, right? Down here is still technically a flexion point for the up. You know what? I got to leave this. I got to leave it.
Touchdown in the matrix, yeah. Shawty send me your location, 120 on the freeway, speeding. Big checks, blue pills, I'm beating. Young boy finna do my thing. Get the FBI, put a case on me. Feel like everything okay on me. Shawty, hold on, have faith in me, You don't wanna, oh, I gotta, but I gotta. You don't wanna, take you wanna see her every day. She just wants somebody for the night. You call, I'll be on my way. Hard to love me when you got nothing to chase. She just wants somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need you no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me up. Yeah. Hey, run it up, I'm mobbing. Hey, none of y'all niggas, they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. Hey, I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. Hey, I'ma swallow all my pride. Won't be nothing but a side piece. Oh. Catching feelings with my pipe dream, oh no. sighting, she be feeling type of ways. I don't need nobody for the day, I just need somebody for the night. Been there and I never been the same, yeah. Been there but I'm not the one to blame. I just need somebody for the night, yeah. Shawty wanna use me, yeah. I don't need you no more, yeah. Shawty wanna use me, yeah. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me, yeah. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Run it up, I'm mobbing. None of y'all niggas, they poppin'. Yeah, I knew you do this often. I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. I'ma swallow all my pride. Won't be nothing but a side piece. Oh, oh. Catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no. Piece of me, piece of my, took some time. I'm just reaping what I sow, so for sure. Brand new home, that's just for me and my boy. Keep secure, 4x4, G63 park on my hands. I know friends, pay for keys, can't pay for checking me. In the back when the windows tint. Yeah, cause they know tonight. Yeah, they know tonight. Tryna come take on me. And my 40 they on me. They ain't even thought this far. They no pressure, yeah. Just like I move. Made room for you. You and me, I forgot. You had no place to trust. Just like you told. Just like we rolled. Now we would barely trust. Now there's no saving us. Piece of me, piece of my, took some time. I'm just reaping what I sow, so for sure. Brand new home, that's just for me and my boy.
Okay, here's a good example of the patience I wanted us to try to implement here, right? The patience we needed. We broke this key level, 630.97. We retested and rejected. So once it retested and rejected, you had to have the faith that it was going to have the strength to go to the next area of liquidity, right? You need to have that faith. And you can also have a little more confidence in it because we have our guardrails up, right? The guardrails, the purple, it never broke purple. So there's no reason to get out of the trade until we break purple, first of all. Never broke purple. Look how perfect this purple is working for us. Oh, and it also broke magenta, right? So the break in magenta, which we identified earlier. The break in magenta. Inside the purple. You see the patience we needed to hold? You see, look how much it retraced back up and retraced, and everyone thought what was going to happen? Wait for it to cross at minimum, Sonny. Do you see how it hasn't crossed? How it kissed, but it didn't cross? Wait for the cross, at least. Because it can extend on you just like this. So, you know, it's faked me out. When I used to use indicators, it faked me out a lot too. And that's why I realized indicators are... they don't serve the purpose you think they do. They serve a purpose, but not what you think. So we almost have a cross here. That's if you're, you know, doing MACD type stuff. You know, I don't like to rely on this, but
gotta keep them pockets greased up, can't slip. Gotta get my mama's new whip, new crib. Tell your shawty listen from the city, from the sticks, and no matter where I throw it, yeah, she know it's gonna stick. Shawty isn't me, no babe.
okay, so below 630.97. Let me look at our 30-minute. You know what? I didn't get a chance to finish marking it out on the 30-minute. I mean, what I can say is I did put this 630.97. I told you what our range is. We even retested and rejected the range from 630.98 all the way to, on the put side, to 629.86. That's a full point. I've done my job today. I gave you the exact entry. I told you what to look for. It happened. It broke the magenta. It stayed inside the purple. I did my job, right? Even if you got in late, at least, you know, because I said breaking magenta is going to be the down. I said we confirmed it over here. Breaking magenta is going to be our down for right now. And that's exactly what happened. That's a full point. There's nothing more I can do. There's nothing more I can do. This is what I'm saying. Paper trade until you learn the patience, so you can understand that. Don't let a couple candles the opposite direction fake you out. You have to understand that this break, retest, and reject was the liquidity grab. It needed to grab the liquidity to push down. Because in a normal situation, not so close to the 5, what we would want to see for continuation, for like a stronger downtrend, was to break below this purple for a strong downtrend, right? But on the break of this, on the break, retest, reject, especially on the break of this magenta, it shows you where the momentum's going, right? The first thing I said this morning, we have to break these levels. I highlighted the levels in pink, right? The range, the pink range rover. We're still inside purple. Still inside purple. Right? I put the guardrails up. Remember, I told you I was going to be doing this from now on to give you something to go off of. So if you took the trade on the break of magenta, which we identified very early on, we identified the flexion. It confirmed the flexion on the break of the magenta again. It went down to the 5, which is exactly our thesis was going to happen. There is no surprise here. If you're not making money, you're holding yourself. It's you. Right? It's you, and it's your emotion. It's your second guessing. It's not trusting the system. It's seeing one candle go the opposite direction and stopping yourself out instead of allowing the, because remember, our target was the 5. If it breaks down here, what's the next target? The 5. If it breaks down here, what's the next target? The 20. If it breaks below the 20, right? So you have to hold to your target, because you have to trust that this is how it works. It gained liquidity, therefore the next entry for orders is going to be at the 5, because that's where liquidity is. We broke all these guys. Now we need to go see who's going to win down here. It's a level by level game. We already knew what the target was. Oh, Lee, where are you in here, Lee? Okay, Lee, I want you to notice something. How long, look, it never, look at the fake out right here. Remember, look. So then, yeah, you know what? This is your weak bull cycle right here. It happened. This was your weak bull cycle. You called it and it happened. See this one little green on your, that was it. Who could have predicted that? No one. And the reason why we don't use the indicator like that, you are a genius actually, but the reason why we don't use the indicator is because we didn't need to, because we're still inside the purple magenta. So we found the algorithm. We found the algorithm that the market is using. We found it. So we know what trend they're in. So why would we break their trend until we at least break out of this purple? We know what the trend is. So yeah, remember I'm telling you, the movement, the range of the movement. This is what I'm talking about, what we need to be comfortable with. holding for the range of the movement. Because normally, I guarantee, what we do is we break this magenta, we go in, and then it goes in our direction, and we go ahead and take profit, and then this green candle comes and stops everything out, and you only made $1. And then 2 candles later, boom, it's a huge winner. So if this happens to you often, which when I started, it happened to me all the time, because I didn't want to lose $1, right? I was too afraid to lose that $1, or I didn't trust the system. That's pretty much what it was. But you can see clearly the algorithm is in purple. There's no reason to get out until purple. This was the perfect entry. Now, I mean, obviously this would have been the perfect entry up here, but we didn't have data, right? We didn't have data. What we did know is we needed to break this below here. That's what we did know, and that's what did happen. I even have a flexion point here. I drew this way before. We know not to even go long until we get above this forming support. So this was an easy trade. This was a very easy trade. We're still in the purple. We never broke purple. We never got above this pink to make it support. I mean, this is why we don't trust indicators. We use price action. We use liquidity levels. We saw the liquidity. We knew where it was. If it breaks below this, it has to go to the next area of liquidity. Now, how it gets there, it may be ugly. And when I'm saying ugly, I mean the movement within the algo is ugly. But if you're patient and you hold and wait and wait and wait, you see, you should be moving your stop along the purple. The purple is the algorithm. And we identified this way early on, and it's holding up. We identified magenta, we identified purple. Then my job today. Okay, I want to talk about the psychology right now. So let's say what I want to talk about psychology here is I'm saying that if you didn't take this trade because you knew the 5 was right here and it could have easily rejected and shot back up, or the 20 is right here and it could have shot back up. If you didn't take the trade because of that, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. If you weren't comfortable with it, then that's what it is. You weren't comfortable with that, that's not the trade for you. You can't FOMO into it because it didn't meet your criteria. You weren't comfortable. If you want to wait for the break, retest, reject underneath the 20, nothing wrong with that. Because you have to assess your own risk tolerance. All right, let's see if we get a bounce off the 20 right here. So usually, maybe quick revenge call. Boop. But, you know, look at the now we got to see if we're going to get stuck between the 5 and 20 now. So if you did a quick call right here trying to scalp, risky, right? Because the liquidity is literally right here. This is a sketchy area right here. Now, if the 5 crosses below the 20, okay, when the 5 crosses the 20, we can use the 20, we can use the 5 MA and the 20 MA kind of like price and the MA. So when the 5 crosses below the 20, that's a downtrend, right? So there's many ways we can use price action to figure out the direction. That scalp, let's see if that call scalp, okay? Buy a call, that would have hit. You better take your profit. Don't hold on to that. So the conversation for calls shouldn't even be had until we get above this pink again, because we know where the liquidity is that shot it down. We need to take that same liquidity out to get back up. So the call conversation shouldn't happen until we get above here, making 630.97 support. That's the answer. And again, we're still in purple, so if you're trading properly or with the system we've come up with, wait until minimum. If you're on single contracts, wait until purple breaks, minimum. And this is a good move. From here, even if it does break here, that's a great move. Look at this. Yeah, a full point from here to here. I mean, I've done my job. Look, we didn't break purple. There's no reason to get out until we break purple. Do not allow, look at the indicator. Look at the indicator. Look at the indicator. Look what's happening. This is why I'm saying we're in purple. Don't allow one or two candles to fool you. We figured out, or not we figured out, but we identified the algorithm that they're using. How do we know that? Because this is not an accident, right? This is not an accident. We've identified it. So why do you think you know more than the goddamn stock market? Why? Use the guardrails that I've given you. Look at the money we printed today. Look at this money. There it is. Look at the money. Great day, excellent day. There it is. Is this going to be a weak bull cycle? I mean, we are very oversold right now, so if we get a bounce off this 20, I wouldn't be surprised. Again, I'm going to clean up this chart. I mean, the call out literally happened in real time, right in front of our face, and we knew not to go long because the long was above when this made support, and we never broke. Minimum, the long had to be break of this purple. Minimum, that had to be the minimum. It never did that. So did my job. Let's see. And if you didn't take this trade here, good. There's nothing wrong with that. What we should be doing is understanding the lesson. Oh, okay. Now I see how liquidity works. I needed to break below this line because this is where liquidity is. It broke, retested. Oh, okay, let's see. Let's gain the strength. And then it went down. Break, retest, reject. You wait for the market makers to tell you the direction of the market. You don't say, oh, well, the MACD says this. Don't work like that. All right. And now, again, we're at the 20. So you have to have your setup ready, right? Boom, boom, boom. We want to look out for this. If this happens, you'll have an indication this is going to happen when we get, number one, above 629.73. We'll have an indication of this if we get above this. But until then, we are still in purple. Look at the money we printed today. Look at the money we printed today. Here goes a break, retest, reject of the 5. We're still inside this purple. This is amazing. Now, the reason why I didn't make my first call out until here was because I didn't know where the direction of the stock market. I didn't know the direction yet. Right? I had no direction because at the time, remember I kept saying, I'm like, look, we're half an hour in and we're still at market open. So there's no direction there. I knew where the direction was once we broke, retested, and rejected. Now I know where we're going. Now I have my algorithm. Look at the money we printed. Look at this money. Look at the money we printed. Amazing day. From the original, let me see the original. Oh, from way up here, yeah. But so no, we can't. Don't feel FOMO off of this magenta because I literally identified it like right before it happened, and we needed this to confirm it. So don't feel bad about this one. If this one, different story. Well, I wouldn't feel bad about any of them. You don't have to trade anything. Right? There's no one forcing you to trade anything. Sonny, you shouldn't be feeling FOMO because there's always another trade, right? If anything, you should be like, oh, okay, cool. I'm glad this happened because now I know the liquidity's been taken out and now I have some direction. So yeah, use it to your advantage. I'm just gonna clean this chart up a bit. Yeah, the ego, that's part of the psychology of trading. Yeah. Look at the money we printed. Oh my goodness, what a good day. Look at this. Look at this money. Wow. From 630.98. I probably got in somewhere in here, somewhere inside this candle. I'm not exactly sure where, but this is a good day. And you better believe I'm holding until break a purple. That's just the answer. So imagine if you're just using the indicators and you see this right here. You can be like, oh, okay, time to start this bull cycle. Let me buy a call. Wrong. That's why we don't use indicators. They don't do what you think they do. You got to know how to use them. Look how far below the water we are. Why would you buy a call when we're this far below the water? Okay, here's my second. This morning, I said, if you want to wait till below the 20, wait till we get below the 20. Look, we broke the 20, we're below the 20. I can't do any more. I told you, buy puts under the 20 MA for safety. Look, this is guaranteed. This is my call out. Let's go to the, what is it? Let me see, my analysis. Okay, I did the analysis on the live. Yeah, it's below the 20. I told everyone. Buy puts below the 20 for safety. Guaranteed profit. Here you go. You should have done 100 contracts right here. Your life is set forever. Well, if you had 100, if you had money for 100 contracts, you're probably already good to go. But still inside this purple. Come on now. Come on now. And we hit key level right here. Excellent day today. Today's been a very excellent day. Don't chase it now. Now you gotta wait for the retracement, right? Look, I told everyone on the internet to go in for safety on the break of this purple. How much is this? 29 to 28. Come on now. Look how much money we printed today. Oh my goodness. We put up the guardrails. I told you when to buy the put. We put the guardrails. You're still in this trade. Now, if you want to tighten your stop here, I get it, but I mean, technically, your stop should probably be a little bit above the 20, because you know you want to hold for the break or for the retest and reject. So you know, if you want to take all your money, you can take it right now, but a break and retest would be for people that are holding multiple contracts to allow it to give it some room for the break excuse me. Jesus, what's wrong with me? For the break, retest, and reject. So you're holding your other contracts. If you're on single contract, go ahead and take profit, I guess. But multiple contracts, you know, you don't have anything to worry about. Let the runners run. And you let your runners run until this MACD line gets above the 0 line. That's the answer. Let me clarify. I'm not saying you only exit when the MACD line crosses above, because that wouldn't make sense. I'm saying you're maintaining the trade until then. So, you know, you're still monitoring it, trailing your stop. But yeah, today was pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I know it's a little pause for concern because of all the 5 and the 20 and all this stuff, but it just goes to show that the physics of the market doesn't change. There's going to be outliers where, you know, random spikes happen or news events come out, but you need to get comfortable with the physics of the market, the way it moves and shifts and how it breathes. See the breathing it has to do inside? Look at the money we printed. Don't look at the indicator. The indicator would lead you in the wrong direction. You can't use the indicator. You have to use the price action. Oh, my computer's about to die. Look at this money we printed today. This is amazing. Oh, wow, what a good day. Look at it. Now, if we break below this purple, it should be a strong move. If we break below the purple, like in a strong move, then I might be looking out for a revenge call to shoot back up, but we'll see. I'm not saying anything. This is not me telling you what to do. I'm just saying kind of what I look out for, what I've noticed, what patterns I've noticed. If it were to like drop firmly outside of here, that's usually an indication of a turnaround for me. We'll see. But, you know, that's kind of like tribal knowledge, like, oh, you know, reading the tea leaves type stuff. Or we can just wait for the break of purple, right? Simple. Wait till we get above the 5 MA. Simple. So the calls above 5. That's the answer. That is the answer. Look at the money we printed still inside this purple. Oh my goodness, this purple's a money maker. Now, are we about to break through the bottom of it? Look at the money we printed.
Gotta keep them pockets greased up, can't slip. Gotta get my mama's new whip, new crib. Tell your shawty listen from the city, from the sticks. And no matter where I throw it, yeah, she know it's gon' stick. Shawty isn't me, no babe. Shawty isn't me, no, yeah. Isn't me, or no. Isn't me, or no. Isn't me, or no. Isn't me, or no. body, let me get it on tape. And you know I'm holding out for the G63. All the greed and the lust, cause you want a piece of the pie, all that shit is bleeding me dry, I don't want you.
If you're out there watching, you want to learn how to trade like this and make life-changing money, you better join this Discord. That's all I got to say. It's up to you. This is live. This is done. This is all done live and in real time. You can check my resume. There you go. You're learning liquidity. You're learning it, Sonny. There it is. You're learning it. You're understanding the concept. You're finding the confidence now because you're... There it is. It takes time, right? You see that? It takes time. Look, it's Sonny. See, I'm so proud of you. You always make me happy, by the way. I don't know one day we've been trading that you haven't made me laugh. And when I was going through some tough times too, so thank you for that. Sonny, imagine 10 contracts. You're done for the day. You'll get there. I told you this day was gonna happen. I'm so glad you did that. Good job, Sonny. Good job. Hopefully you're done for the day. Okay, good. Yeah. Be done. Good job. Good money. I'm proud of you. I told you it was gonna happen. I told you. It just takes time. This isn't an overnight thing. And you needed to take those losses in order to, to feel that burn of a loss. And then once you get over that loss and you're like, okay, now I know what to expect. You just need to understand the expectation. That's pretty much what it is. Once you understand the expectation, everything gets a lot easier. Still inside this purple. Oh my goodness. Look. Oh my goodness. Phenomenal day. Wow. Phenomenal day. Look at it. All right. So it broke below the purple for a strong. Let's see what happens. I don't even. I got to mark out the next level. It's right here. Okay, let's see what happens right here at this key level. Okay, look, if you traded off my 5-minute chart, boom. I told you the liquidity we needed to clear. It went below the 629.50 right here. I even showed you exactly where it would happen. And look at the money. Look at the money. This is what I'm saying. Understand liquidity. You have to understand how it works. Once a certain level's been taken out, you got a pretty good shot. You just got to know where the momentum's heading. Wait for the momentum. This is why we waited. There's no such thing as FOMO. Because there's always another trade around the corner. That last one that you quote unquote missed was just showing you what the setup is for the next move. That's it. That's how you need to think about it. Key level bounce. Maybe a revenge call up in here. See if you can get some quick scalp out of it. Now remember, such a strong downtrend, if you're buying calls, you can't hold them too long, right? Our call scenario is above 629.73. That's the answer. Above this is our call scenario. So don't try to call the bottom is what I'm trying to say. Don't try to call the bottom. The bottom will tell you where it is when you built some liquidity up. Okay, if you took that revenge call, you got to chase this trade. You got to chase it. If you took that revenge call I just said, you have to chase this because you don't want to fight the trend too much. Just a little quick scalp, just in case if you wanted to get involved. Okay, I told you that call scalp, it's in money now. You can't lose from here. You're in profit. You cannot lose from here. I told you about this call scalp. Here, I'm giving away all the goddamn sauce today. I'm giving it away. I told you what was going to happen. This is free money. This is free money. Easy. Look at the money. Look at it go. Look at it go. I told you. Here it is. Call scalp right here. Key level. Look at my flexion point. Come on now. Come on now. This is all done live in real time. Take your profit if you want. When you scout, remember I told you it's a quick move. You go in heavy and you get out quick. Don't overstay your welcome here. Take your money and get out. You see that there's going to be probably an order block right here at this dotted line. So let's see if we break above this dotted line. I mean, if you're scalping, I recommend you take your money and get out. But if you think this is a reversal, you got to hold. You got to hold until magenta. Boom. I told you. There. This is too easy. Easy. I'm also not a big fan of this breaking magenta, so we gotta wait for deeper structure. So don't. I mean, you could go in on the break of this magenta, but I don't think the risk to reward is there yet, because you see the liquidity built up at 527.06. So that would be the target right there. So I'm not a big fan of this magenta right here. I'm not saying it's not gonna just shoot straight down. I'm not saying that at all, but. So do you see how early in the morning, early this morning, we called out on the 5, the liquidity that we needed to break. And even though it seemed like a daunting task, like, oh no, it looks like it wants to push up. I said, look, we're not going in on calls until above 632.96 highlighted and below this area of liquidity, because that's the safety. And look what happened. There's nothing more I can do. And again, like I said, if you're going in, if you think it's gonna be a longer term play, then on the break of this magenta, you're holding until it breaks magenta. If you're in a call right now. Or excuse me, below 527.06. Magenta will be your indication that it's about to make a move, but below this it's gonna end this move. So technically we're still inside this purple. If you're looking for calls for your safety, wait till above the 5. We gotta watch out for this leg right here. Oh man. Okay. Also, good observation, Sonny. If you look, I put this on the 30-minute. I put this blue algo, so we're still in this blue. Yeah. So let's wait till we break this blue on the 30-minute. That'll give us some direction. Clear that. The trading plan had. It should have been below 629.51 for the down. So this would have been the entry on the trading plan below this. And then on a longer term play, if we break below this, you know, we said we might be in a wedge here. Remember, we might be in a wedge. So. But if we break this green, there's probably going to be some more significant downside. Because it might start to do like this. But that's longer term. We're intraday now, so I'll stay here intraday. And I'll probably take profit like right now. Okay, good trade. Good trade.
I learned to cope, I learned to tank, I learned to float, look, I learned some things. And taught a nigga how to earn your trust, I'm not concerned with them, I know you hurt some things. Look, I ain't perfect, I'm hurting, babe, that make two of us the way you purchase things. The surface level not serving us, I gotta let you in so you interpret things the way I meant, and may I vent, based off the things you.
If you bought that call when I said it all the way down here, how much is that? Almost a full point. Almost 1 full point. We're 10 cents away from a full point, so I did my job today. I've done my job. I've given you the safety plays, and I've given you the scalp plays. I told you how to scalp, quick cash, and I told you how to get how to make some long money. All right, Sonny, have a good day. I'm really glad things are looking up for you right now. I'm glad you stuck with it, and you're starting to get it. And now, once you start implementing your risk management, this is when your portfolio or the account is going to start to. You'll see the exponential growth now. Now that you get the concept, you know what to hold, you know when to go in. I like it. Good job, Sonny.
Shawty, is she worried if I might show? Damn, it's hard to care for his side though. Out here with my mans in a night show. Drinking party, yeah, we keep the lights low. I've been by mine all the way.
Okay, I just want to rewind just a bit so everyone remembers that I was saying multiple contracts below here or below the 20. You want to hold until or maintain until this MACD crosses back above. Do you see why you want to maintain it? You keep maintaining it until it crosses back above. Look how much money you still in. Because we said that at the 20. So look how much money we're still in from our runners. From not letting go of the runners. Because we didn't break this purple yet. Right? So the runners are still in play. The purple's still in play. Nothing has changed with the runners. You know, you take profit when you can, and then you let your runners run. Now we see this MACD maybe about to cross up. Now you take profit. Okay, easy day. But look at that call. Look at this call. Look at the call that I told you to buy. Whew. Doesn't get any better. So we have to watch out at this 628 because it's possible we're gonna have like this. See the shoulder, the head, the other shoulder. That's on a little tiny scale, right? But remember, it's always a structure within a structure.
For the night, you call, I'll be on my way. Hard to love me when you got nothing to chase. She just wants somebody for the night.
Remember, your safety calls are going to be above the 5 whenever this happens. I'm not sure when or where, but it needs to be above the 5 for your safety calls. I gave you your, you know, the risky call here, and that one worked out amazing. Right? One full point. One full point. I told you. Buy the revenge. Buy the revenge call. I told you. This is what it is. Nothing more I can do. I've done my job today. Even if you're trading off of YouTube, which I don't recommend trying to run plays off of YouTube, but even if you are, because you're risky like that, that's life-changing money with the proper amount of contracts. Or at least it'll life-changing mindset.
I don't need nobody for the day. I just need somebody for the night. Been there and I never been the same. Been there but I'm not the one to blame. I just need somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need you no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me up. Yeah.
Or if you're looking for puts, look for the break, retest, and reject of the 20. Let me make that a little bit prettier.
Catching feelings with my pipe dream mode. Piece of me, piece of my, took some time. I'm just reaping what I sow, so for sure. Brand new home, that's just for me and my boss. Keep secure, 4x4, G63.
Okay, I'm gonna try this blue out. Let's see if it's gonna be build in magenta and break blue. Also, you have to remember I said, how long ago? Way over here at 10:52 Eastern. I said if you're taking this call expecting a bigger move, that you have to wait for the break of magenta before you get out. We're still inside this magenta. Easy money. If you scalped it, you made money. If you held it, you made money. But I told you to buy this call. Don't say I didn't. Go rewind the tape. All right, are we getting rejection wicks right here, or is this just a liquidity starting to figure itself out?
They don't even know me. Now they feeling different when the money so fast. I get lazy low key. Shawty keep it down, I'ma be right back. I don't switch modes, yeah. Only switch names in sports, that's fact. I ain't paying notice. You know that won't play like me. Something that your money won't reach. Then she gave no love for me. Oh, yeah. You know that won't play like me. Something that your money won't reach. Then she moves so sexually. Oh, it's a million, no. It's a million, no. It's a million, no. It's a million, no. Gotta keep them pockets greased up, can't slip. Gotta get my mama's new whip, new crib. Tell your shawty listen from the city, from the sticks. And no matter where I throw it, yeah, she know it's gon' stick. Shawty isn't me, no babe. Shawty isn't me, no, yeah. It's a million, no. It's a million, no. It's a million, no. It's a million, no. Heard about it, let me get it on T. And you know I'm holding out for the G60. That she wanna Louis and a VV. Riding on the CG. Know you heard about it, let me get it on T. And you know I'm holding out for the G60. All the greed and the lust, cause you want a piece of the pie, all that shit is bleeding me dry, I don't want your piece in the voice, hold it down for me. These I like bitches all the time. These days I ain't even gonna lie, don't let me down. I've been throwing these hundreds on the dime.
Look, if you're watching this stream, look what just happened right here. Look what I just told you was gonna happen. You could make money on this. If you're watching this stream and you're trying to make money, you better join this Discord. You have to join the Discord. Look at the money. You're late on the plays if you're using YouTube. It's all done live and in real time. I put a delay, which you can check, because if you run your own chart against mine, you'll see that when I'm talking and when the things are happening, it's happening at the same time. So this isn't, I'm not making this up. I'm literally doing this ahead of time. Literally doing it ahead of time. So, you know, I don't know what to say. I'm sure there's many other, what do they call them? Gurus and all these things. That's not me. I'm not here to try to guru or I don't even want to. I want to teach you what I know, but I'm not here to be like, oh, I'm your mentor. You no. We're in it together, right? This is a group effort, a team effort. Because I learn every day. Every single day I learn, let me tell you. But if you want to make money, if you're interested in changing your life, if you're tired of working 9 to 5 and you're willing to invest in yourself and take time and effort, yeah, send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. We'll get you sorted out. We will get you sorted out. There is no one on the internet drawing you exactly what's going to happen and telling. It's just not happening. I would love for someone to show me anyone on the internet doing what I'm doing. I would love it. I would absolutely love it. I want to see them doing what I'm doing, but I need to see that they're accurate, right? Not that, that it's actually working, right?
Said a 4x4 for G6 3, this baby shit for me. 100,000, couple M's don't make a G. Pass me in my bag and put that 40 right on my leg. Yeah, know it's how it day. Yeah, shawty, what you think? I'm about to cut up 25 for my name. I told him my selling is a move it to the bank. Yeah, and you know they're tryna lay down with the man. Way out on the man. Right now I'm on the man. Said that she love me, Christy and they owe me. This is how she think, that she think. Say she adore me, Christy in the origin. Fuck with me some more. Baby, ain't more time for you. All the love and back the money too. Yeah, when money come to storms, I just stick and move. No way got me spending on my way back. Yeah, since we young as we was dreaming about a Maybach. Yeah, I'm looking for my 41 days now. She said that she love me, Christy and they owe me. This is how she think, that she think. Say she adore me, Christy and the origin. Fuck with me some more.
Remember, your safety calls are going to be above the 5 MA. This yellow squiggly. That's a technical term, by the way. Squiggly, it's actually technical. So if you didn't know what that is, then you're probably not built for this. That was a joke. That was a joke. Relax. Okay, I'm gonna spend another few minutes here with you guys. I prefer to trade the morning session. That's just my preference. Plus, I got stuff to do. But I prefer the morning session because of the movement. I like the volatility in the morning. So I'm seeing compression time coming up as well. I'm gonna call it here shortly. I got another few minutes on here though.
Got them lining up now when they see me. Got the shawty listening to me on repeat. Gotta know by now. You know, you just know my name, know my name, know my name. Wish they see my face, see my face, see my face. I can't ask for love, not from me. They don't wanna like me, wouldn't get it like me, wouldn't get like me, like me, like me, like me, on me, That must be what I need. Couldn't fuck with me, fuck with me, fuck with me. You just couldn't fuck with me. Let them know down, yeah. I'm on when somebody told me, yeah. Can't fold now, yeah. Like I'm in too deep, 10 toes down, yeah. It's hard up there, but I feel like ain't nobody else there. Gotta know by now. You know, you just know my name, know my name, know my name. Wish they see my face, see my face, see my face. Baby, all the time, I'm on it. Come on, eat down, I'm on it. And might get some money, I'm on it. You don't gotta send for me, I'm in my way. I'm on my way, I'm out of time, got this weight on me. I'm missing us, tell me what's it gonna be. I'm holding down like a lady on me. I'm holding down for me. OMW on my mama, OMJ. Well, I think that you forgot but what you saw in me. Caught a love, but please don't be the one who got away. Just don't harm me talking when I come and harm it. Hate the fact that we ain't spoken in some weeks. Blood on hands, but we just rinse it and repeat. Let's speak a language that we both know how to read. See, baby, all the time, I'm on it. Come on, eat down, I'm on it. And might get some money, I'm on my way. You don't gotta send for me, I'm in my way. I'm on my way. Yeah, I learned to cope, I learned to tank, I learned to float, look, I learned some things. And taught a nigga how to earn your trust, I'm not concerned with them, I know you hurt some things. Look, I ain't perfect, I'm hurting, babe, that make two of us the way you purchase things. The service level not serving us, I gotta let you in so you interpret things the way I meant, and may I vent. Based off the things you post online, I can't help but think you gotta stay off that. Embrace the fact I won't brace myself for no downfall, know they pray on that. If loving you will make me crazy, girl, then giving up on you will make a psychopath. I'm on my way, I wait out back, yeah. Shawty, is she worried if I might show? Damn, it's hard to care for a side though. Out here with my mans in a night show. Drinking party, yeah, we keep the lights low. I'm in my mind all the way. Ice cold, what a nigga gotta say now. Sipping honey, we be mobbing through the night, oh yeah. Moving like we trapping out of bando. I need you here for me. Don't you fuck around, I know you hurt by me. I need. Oh, let's go, I got money on me. New city, new bitch, new kid. It's calls and the rain on me. I've been down and out, but a nigga still breathing. Say my prayers for the check. Straight shooter like I'm walking with a tech. Move deep and I'm pounding on my chest. You know what I want. You know what I need. Ice cold bitch when I'm sipping my tea. I don't mean it. Feeling my knees. Feel like repercussions ain't gon' ever kiss me. Heard what I said and I can't help it. I ain't never gonna rest, never gonna test me, check me. I need you. Yeah, for me. Don't you fuck around, I know you hurt by me. I need. Okay, yeah, I'm a touchdown in the matrix. Yeah, shawty send me your location. 120 on the freeway speeding. Big checks, blue pills, I'm feeding. Young boy finna do my thing. Get the FBI, put a case on me. Feel like everything gon' cave on me. Shawty, hold on, have faith in me. You don't wanna, no, I gotta, but I gotta. You don't wanna, like you wanna see her every day. She just wants somebody for the night. You call, I'll be on my way. Hard to love me when you got nothing to chase. She just wants somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need you no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me up. Yeah. Hey, run it up, I'm over. Hey, none of y'all niggas they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. Hey, I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. Hey, I'ma swallow all my pride. Hey, won't be nothing but a side piece. Oh. Catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no. Sighting, she be feeling type of ways. I don't need nobody for the day. I just need somebody for the night. Hey, been there and I never been the same. Been there, but I'm not the one to blame. I just need somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need you no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me up. Yeah. Hey, run it up, I'm mobbing. Hey, none of y'all niggas they poppin'. Hey, yeah, I know you do this often. Hey, I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. Hey, I'ma swallow all my pride. Hey, won't be nothing but a side piece. Oh. Catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no. Piece of me, piece of my, took some time. I'm just reaping what I sow, so for sure. Brand new home, that's just for me and my boy. Keep secure, 4x4, G6 sleep off on my hands. I know friends. that feeling different when the money come fast. I got late low key. Shawty keep it down, I'ma be right back. I don't switch mode, yeah. Only switch names in sports, that's fact. I ain't pay notice. You know that won't play like me. Something that your money won't reach. Then she gave no love for me. Oh, yeah. You know that won't play like me. Something that your money won't reach. Then she moves so sexually. Is it me or no? 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 Gotta keep them pockets greased up, can't slip. Gotta get my mama's new whip, new crib. Tell your shawty listen from the city, from the sticks. And no matter where I throw it, yeah, she know it's gon' stick. Shawty isn't me, no babe. Shawty isn't me, no, yeah. Is it me or no? 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 Know you heard about it, let me get it on T. And you know I'm holding out for the G60. That she wanna Louis and a VV. Riding around the CG. Know you heard about it, let me get it on T. And you know I'm holding out for the G60. All the greed and the lust, cause you want a piece of the pie, all that shit is bleeding me dry, I don't want your piece in the rest, hold it down for me, these act like bitches all the time. These days, I ain't even gon' lie, don't let me down. I've been throwing these honeys on a dime. Spent 7 on that ring, no wedding vows. All that smoking made me tired. 22's a call it Tyra and Mariah. Talk about my lows and all my highs. Been trying to see the light, this shit is quiet. All the greed and the lust, cause you want a piece of the pie, all that shit is bleeding me dry, I don't want your piece in the rest, Girl, I'm in your CG. Know you heard about it, let me get it on T. And you know I'm holding out for the G60. That she wanna Louis and a VV. Riding around the CG. Know you heard about it, let me get it on T. And you know I'm holding out for the G60. Yeah. They ain't never get it with a dog like me. How we got cheddar singing dog right me. Gotta keep it settled, gotta keep it low key. Money like me, money like me. Bitch, I'm in the city with a coke fiends. How they talking money when the money don't speak? Money in his knee, but like it came from the street. Shawty in Vienna, gotta get it with me. Shawty know, gotta know, only know I'm like that.
Okay, I'm back. Oh, broke blue, broke green, easy money.
I can never get it too close, cause she heard I got it on me. Couldn't pull it up like me, shit. Now she tryna load my phone, shit, I'm in the booth going ghost, now they heard I got it on me, now they hear I got it on me, yeah.
Fresh out the scene, bitch, I'm the best out the scene. Bulletproof if you know what I mean. Lately I just been questioning things. How you wanna stay with me for nights? Baby, I just wanna treat you right. Yeah, I'm thinking late through the night. And baby, you can stay if you like. Ain't no stress in this stretch legs. Baby, know I'm different. Hit my text when you downstairs. You know that I'm different than your ex. Stress less. That's my problem now. You got me thinking about you every time I'm not
Shawty
around.
won't start tryna know me. I can never get it too close, cause she heard I got it on me. couldn't pull it up like me. Shit, I just tryna let him my fault. Shit, I'm in the booth going ghost. Let it hear I got it on me. Let it hear I got it on me. Yeah. Yeah, said a 4x4 for G6 this baby shit for me. 100,000, couple M's don't make a G. Pass me in my bag and put that 40 right on my leg. Yeah, know it's how it day. Yeah, shawty, wish you think I'm about to cut up 25 for my name. I told him my selling is a move it to the bank. Yeah, and you know they tryna lay down with the man. Way out on the man, right now I'm on the man. Say that she love me, Christy and they owe me. This is how she think, yeah she think, yeah. Say she adore me, Christy and they
Okay, YouTube, that's been my time. You have a good day.